Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for December 15th, 2014. Roll call, please.
Bernie Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Manick.
Here.
Michael Cash.
Here.
Gerard Renadette.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And Rick Collins.
Resolution 386, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of December 8, 2014 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 387, historian's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file the historian's monthly report for the month of December 2014.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 388, abstract 12B.
Resolved that the abstract of audit claims number 12B-14, 2268 to 2371 for $148,400.74. And abstract 12B-14, 471 through 48 prepays in the amount of $375,662.64. Be received as reviewed by the audit committee and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay
Have a
salary.
motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 389, codes and zoning department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Steve Limehoff, Code Enforcement Officer for the month of November
Have a
2014.
motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 390, highway superintendent's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from James Wood, Superintendent of Highways for the month of November 2014.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette. Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 391, Parks and Recreation Department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Melanie Defiant, Recreation and Youth Service Director for the month of November 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second. Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 392, Planning Department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Phil Von Bargen, Planning and Engineering Department Head for the month of December 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 393, Supervisors Monthly Financial Reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file a supervisor's financial report for the month of October and November 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 394, Town Clerk's Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Rick Collins, Town Clerk for the month of November 2014.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
And Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 395, Water Wastewater Department's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Scott Stoddard, Water and Wastewater Director for the month of November 2014.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, any discussion? Roll.
I would say they've responded to a couple of disasters, well, not disasters, but problems for certain, in terms of the weather and the conditions they had to work in to fix breaks, and I think they've done a good job.
The break on Route 3 also is worth noting, was very collaborative with the city and the city's water department. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 396, acceptance of an employee uniform agreement from UniFirst Corporation.
Whereas the contract to supply and maintenance of work uniforms utilized by the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department, Building and Grounds, Water and Wastewater employees has expired. And procedures of purchase of commodities, goods, equipment, and contract values require the town to solicit proposals for said service. Whereas the town clerk was authorized and directed to have an advertisement published in the Press Republican for proposals with non-conclusive forms entitled Contract for Uniforms. Whereas proposals were received, discussed by the town board, therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby authorize the supervisor to award UniFirst Corporation of 15 Industrial Park Road, Keysville, New York, a contract to provide uniforms for said town employees. And it be further resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisor be authorized to sign all related documents relative to the award of said proposal, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 397, CDPH ambulance service agreement.
Resolved that after review and approval by the town attorney, the renewal agreement between CBPH Ambulance Service Incorporated and the town of Plattsburgh are here in the same, and hereby approved for a period of January 1, 2015 through December 31st, 2015. It is further resolved that the supervisor be and he hereby is authorized to sign said agreement for the town. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and contract agreement be given to the finance manager and the CFO of EMT of CBPH.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion?
I just want to commend the committee. I think that Artie and Jerry have done a great job over the years to get this to where it is and to keep it up. I appreciate what you've done.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman, Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 398, Morrisville Scholar Falls Volunteer Ambulance Service Contract Extension and MOU.
Whereas it is the recommendation of the ambulance committee that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board continue to extend the existing agreement and to enter into a memorandum of understanding as a supplemental agreement to reflect the fees of service from January 1, 2015 to December 31st, 2015, a payment schedule and required communications between the parties. Now therefore be resolved, supervisor be authorized to sign the attached memorandum of understanding with Morrisville Schuyler Falls Volunteer Ambulance Service to provide services as indicated. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and Morrisville Volunteer Ambulance Service.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 399, MOU between the town of Plattsburgh, Cable Park, and SUNY Plattsburgh.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Park and Recreation Department and Recreation Committee have met and would like to further enhance the Katyville Park. Whereas SUNY Plattsburgh Center of Earth and Environmental Sciences would like to partner with the town of Plattsburgh to strengthen existing cooperation and further development activities focused on environmental and ecological resources in the Katyville Park. Now therefore be resolved that the town board, upon approval by the town attorney and insurance carrier, is hereby authorized the supervisor to enter into a memorandum of understanding on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh and the Center for Environmental Sciences for services as attached. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to SUNY Plattsburgh Earth and Environmental Science Department Chairperson, Cool Insurance, Finance Manager, and the Park and Recreation Department.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
I would just think it would be inept for us not to recognize Michael Cashman's role in this. It was a job you took, grabbed by the horns basically, and got this done with, so I want to offer my thanks. This is a great addition to our teamwork.
I just want to bring up one thing. Mel and Aaron and I actually got to participate in a class reflection recently at the end of the semester, and the students worked very closely to produce some recommendations that will be really good for this group of individuals between the town and the center and some local members.
Plattsburgh State students.
Yep, to really chew on, and it'll be a complement to, I think, our recreation master plan, so good things to come, I believe, so.
Anyone else? Okay, excellent. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
Ron Genzeg.
Yes.
Attorney Bach.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 400, IT computer services, IT computer support services awarded to.
Whereas the town board authorized the supervisor to solicit proposals and qualifications from qualified IT computer support service consultants to provide services to the town of Plattsburgh office staff, general hardware, and software needs. And whereas the town clerk make copies of the request for proposal available because published of a public notice, and whereas the town supervisor and the town's IT committee opened and reviewed all proposals. Therefore be resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisor is duly authorized and empowered to execute the attached agreement on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that StoreTech is an independent contractor and shall not be considered an employee or agent of the town, and as a contractor is hereby prohibited from assigning, transferring, conveying, subletting, or otherwise disposing of this agreement and/or right or title and interest thereon. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and to StoreTech of 20 Miller Street, Plattsburgh, New York.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
And Mr. Wood, any discussion? The title of the resolution should be amended to IT Computer Support Services Award. The second IT and the final two should come off there. Gerard, you made the motion, Tom second, okay with all that? Any other discussion?
Well, I think it's important to note that this is a step forward for us. We need these types of services, and that the person that took care of it, TJ, previously, did not wish to continue with the unable to continue with the amount of work that it would need to keep up in the town. And I think this is a good way of going ahead. And just to mention, there were how many other bids or how many other?
There are a total of four
Four, right?
responses.
And the second lowest one was over $8,000, $9,000 more than this one.
With some different focus and service,
Yeah.
correct?
So I think it's a good choice.
Also in the process, a committee of department heads were very actively involved and had been for many months, surfacing what the needs were and so on. And they were quite hard on the process and offering their recommendations. As well as, and you mentioned it, Tom, I would just want to second it, I have a letter on behalf of all of us that I will be mailing tomorrow to TJ Myers, thanking him for his years of service and his efforts. He really built the system. When the applicants were given a tour of the resources, the server room, et cetera, asked questions, TJ responded, and they quite honestly came back, each of them, quite pleased with what they saw. I think they expected a lot less. I think they thought it might be inheriting some bigger problems. And we have to compliment TJ for putting it together and keeping it going. It just simply got to be too much. So, yes, and I will, as I said, mail that out on behalf of all of us to TJ tomorrow. Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manning,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes.
George Rubenstein.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 401, Justice Court Contract with the Clinton County Sheriff's Department.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Justice Court has requested authorization for renewal of its annual contract with the Clinton County Sheriff's Department to provide court security services to the town justice courts. And whereas these services are necessary due to the volume and nature of cases held within the court system. Now therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, upon approval of the deputy town attorney and insurance carrier, does hereby authorize the supervisor to enter into the contract for services as attached. And to be further resolved, the compensation will be paid at an hourly rate of $31.55 and a time and a half rate of $47.33, made payable from the Justice Court budget for the 2015 year. And to be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and to the town justices.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman. Any discussion?
I believe this particular one is not an increase from last year. So.
It actually is down a little bit from last year. And it's probably worth noting, the deputy town attorney is invoked to review this agreement because Mr. Coffey also represents the county and the sheriff's department as an agent of the county, and we thought that would be most appropriate. Nothing personal. Anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manning,
Yes.
Michael
Yes.
Cash. George Rubenstein.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 402, 3% site plan return to Plattsburgh RV Park expansion site plan approval.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of the Plattsburgh RV Park Expansion Site Plan 2002, consisting of 4 new cabins. And whereas Plattsburgh RV Park Expansion Site Plan 2011 has on file with the town of Plattsburgh a 3% deposit for construction of the project in the original amount of $1,047 plus accrued interest. Whereas the planning department has coordinated inspection of said project and reports all requirements have been met and completed. And whereas Plattsburgh RV Park Expansion Site Plan 2002 has requested in a letter that the 3% deposit in the amount of $1,047 plus accrued interest to date be returned. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisors hereby authorized and directed to release said deposit in the amount of $1,047 plus accrued interest to date. And to be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the planning department secretary with the return of the deposit to Neil Passett.
Motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
I'll second it for the purpose of discussion.
Mr. Mannix, discussion.
In the first, first whereas it refers to an expansion site plan of 2002, and in the second whereas it refers to park expansion site plan 2011.
It should be
And
2000.
I think we need to decide which.
I think we need to change 2011 to 2002.
Okay.
Tom, you may.
Well, it goes in the letter, it says 2002 though.
It should be 2002.
2002.
That's what we said.
Change
Yeah.
11 to
Oh,
Let's
2000.
make it 2000.
The first one's 2002, second's 2011, and the last one's 2002.
Tom, Marty, you made
Yes, that's
recommendation, Tom?
fine. I
Yep,
I think
that's
it's
appropriate.
important to note that this is one of the ones that we're trying to get off the books that originally wasn't requested,
Mhm.
and we tried to push for clearing up those.
Yep, I think there's one more to go. Any other discussion? Then as amended, roll call please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manning,
Yes.
Michael Capson, Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
And Bertie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. How many times I saw that and I didn't see it? It's amazing.
We saw it.
Work session, nobody
You
asked?
said
Sitting here, we
2002 in
agreed.
the other places and
Sure,
so.
sure. Resolution 403, organizational meeting for 2015.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh schedules and publishes an annual yearly organizational meeting. Therefore be resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board is hereby schedule the organizational meeting for the year 2015 to be held on Monday, January the 5th, 2015 at 7 p.m. And it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to have said notice published in the town's official newspaper, the Press Republican, in accordance with town law.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second. Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manning,
Yes.
Michael Capson.
Yes.
Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
Bertie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 404, appointment of Arthur Grow to the position of superintendent of building and grounds.
Whereas Arthur Grow began working full-time for the town of Plattsburgh as a senior building maintenance worker on August 12, 1998, and was promoted to building maintenance supervisor on December 24, 2009. And whereas in 2009, Mr. Grow was given responsibility for the new department building grounds and became responsible for maintenance of the town office complex and other town buildings as well as town lighting districts, town traffic signals, fire and security systems, safety programs, emergency incident manager, and other responsibilities as defined by civil service, inclusive of the normal sharing of services between the departments in the town, with the addition of all street lights in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the duties of this position in the department have continued to expand, as well as the number of staff that Mr. Bro is responsible to supervising and provided administrative duties for. And whereas it is necessary that civil service duties be appropriately matched to the titles reflected the duties and responsibilities after review by the Clinton County Department of Personnel, it has been determined that the appropriate title for those duties, that be the superintendent of buildings and grounds. Now therefore be resolved that Mr. Bro be reclassified and promoted to the position of superintendent of building and grounds. And it be further resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby authorize the provisional promotion of Arthur Bro pending successful completion of the examination for said position to the position of superintendent of building and grounds with a pay rate of $65,000, effective first full pay period following final civil service approval. And it be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all and any necessary documents for the full-time provisional promotion of Mr. Bro to the promotion of superintendent of building and grounds. And it be further resolved that a copy of this, certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and to Clinton County Department of Personnel for final approval and filing.
A motion.
So moved.
Mr. Rennerden, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
Yes. I'd like to request that we add at the bottom where it's resolved, that a copy of the resolution be given to Art Pro. I would think that he would love to have that.
If this were to pass, I will do a letter of congratulations and include a certified copy of the resolution for him.
Great, thank you.
Yes. Any other discussion? Roll call, well, I should ask Gerard, the
Yeah, there's no problem.
change.
I already worded it.
Yes,
Okay.
and I just want to say, he's done an excellent job in that position up to now, as it's grown.
Yes, he
Do you
has.
think he's gonna fall off?
and it's
No.
grown a great deal. Roll call as amended.
Okay, Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manning,
Yes.
Michael Caston, George Renadette,
Yes.
Bernie Glassman.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 405, on-call MEO2 temporary positions in the highway department.
Whereas the supervisor has received a letter dated December 12, 2014 from Highway Superintendent James Wood requesting that due to low staffing, the town of Plattsburgh create and fill 4 on-call temporary MEO2 positions in the highway department. Whereas the individuals being considered are former employees who have all the skills and training to perform the necessary duties and have agreed to work on a temporary basis to supply the department's needs throughout the year. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor be authorized to create 4 on-call temporary civil service positions for the highway department and to sign all necessary documents to fill said positions. And that a certified copy of this resolution be given to the highway superintendent, finance manager, Cool Insuring, and Civil Service of Clinton County Personnel Department for their final approval.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second. Mr. Cashman, any discussion?
Yeah, is this, do they have to go through civil service again? I mean, do they,
The positions have to be approved, and then as normal, the highway superintendent will make recommendation to us, but he has authority to do those hires.
yeah, and I'd like to, as a member of the highway committee, I'd like to point out the people that he's hiring are 3 former employees, and the 4th one drove a truck for the state of New York plow. And they are, and he's also on Cumberland Head, he's assistant chief, fire department, and I believe that these are all well-qualified individuals to do this. And the need is there because, as evidenced by this last snowstorm, they were called out on the snowstorm. They had their regular shift on Tuesday. They started it in the morning, 7, and they quit at 9 o'clock. Came back at 3 a.m. and worked till 11 o'clock p.m. the next day. Then 4 a.m. back in again until 3:30. That's a lot of time. There are 11 people, and they have 9 plow runs. So they had a lot of trouble, and perhaps with some truck breakdowns. They fixed those, but it is necessary to have some people to relieve when these, particularly when these storms go over such a long period of time, and these guys need to have their rest. And I think this is a very good way of doing it. We do not have the other positions to be able to handle that. As a matter of fact, this also takes care of situations where if somebody goes on disability or is unable to work for other reasons for a period of time, we would be able to get somebody in so that we wouldn't fall behind, whether it is in plowing or paving or whatever it is during the year. And as I understand it from the highway superintendent, he's only going to be using these people when it's absolutely necessary, and they have accepted the beginning or starting pay of a first-year person for the position. So we're not spending extra money because they had experience before. I think that's one of the important things about this particular resolution. And I also wanted to commend the highway department for the work that they did in getting these out. And by the way, they're still working on the sidewalk, so. And I've been out seeing what they've been doing, so I know that they're working hard. If all the sidewalks aren't done at one time, it's because there was so much snow and then so much plowed into the sidewalks. So I just want to make sure everyone knew that before we voted on it.
I purposely left any names off at this point of this resolution, looking for authority to create the positions, all the reasons you mentioned, Tom, and not to mention, no matter called to work, they'll work, but when some are ill and unable to, and there's no body, those roads aren't getting done at the same rate they normally would, and the overtime cost is significant. This will help control cost as well. But my expectation is that when we actually have the positions created and we're ready to do the official appointment, we'll then have a resolution because I'd like to have that brought forward as an act by itself. So that's why I didn't blend any names. At this point, we'll create the positions. And this is something, given who the individuals are, that Mr. Woods hopes to be able to attract to the position. We're talking about snow, but you can run into the same problem in the middle of the summer. You get in a paving job and you lose a couple of guys for whatever reason, it's a problem. And again, it will help to keep some of the overtime costs down, so it's a good move.
The union is completely aware of what's going on and has given the nod of approval?
Yes, they are aware.
All right.
This is what we're doing. You know, and we couple that with, as Tom rightfully said, the number one issue, you can't have guys out there driving these Sherman tanks 24 hours a day. It just isn't good for anybody, let alone there are some legalities that get involved. We're that thin with help, and we need the four. And I'll tell you, I'll commend any department that will try to meet their needs with temporary help.
Right.
Versus bring on full-time bodies with a full-time, matching benefits.
I've also always admired Jim for his willingness to get in the truck and get the job done too.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to come up with solutions to a problem that our region, no doubt, is gonna face. You know, we're gonna get snow throughout the year, hopefully not the entire year, hopefully just the winter. But, there's a reason that we call it Plattsburgh, so, yeah, I commend him, and I think that he's doing a great job, and his guys are doing a good job too. So.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Woods,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cass,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
And Bernie Bass.
Yes, the resolution carries. With that said, that is the end of the agenda. I apologize this evening, we didn't have a written agenda out, not sure what happened to that, but it did get produced. With that said, our next meeting, formal meeting on the, it's a work session. The 22nd is our last formal meeting of the year. And we'll hopefully wrap it up with a good note. So a motion to adjourn
Well,
would be.
before we do, is there any executive session need for any contract negotiations?
No.
Okay, well then, I'd like to make one other comment. Since this is the last one that would be on TV this year, I want to say thank you to Jerry for all the work he's done over these years. And I've enjoyed working with him on various committees, and I know that he's done the best of his ability, which is way above what I would consider adequate. And he's just been steady all the time on this, and I want to commend him and thank you for serving on this board for so many years.
Thanks, Tom.
I'd like to commend him too. He does an absolutely great job. He is somebody, every resolution he reads, he reviews the implications, he's everything you want, and someone who serves on this board has just done a great job.
Careful, I have to get this head back out through that.
I was gonna mention that, but
Ricky, is it your intention to videotape the work session as we discussed next week?
I will, I still haven't had Stephanie purchase the chips yet.
Okay, do you think we'll be able to pull that off? Because I'm going to save my comments until then, with the assumption they'll get taped. We can get,
I'm being safe.
I mean, if we can't get a disc, I'll run down to Kitty's and buy one. That's just a petty cash item.
But Jerry, I won't get your head too big if you have that other one session. I'll try not to.
So, that's all you get
You only get
for
one
now.
bite of the apple, Tom.
I comment in case you screw up between now and then.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got a whole week.
you gotta hedge your bets on.
That's right.
Premature time, premature.
Premature. That's all right, sorry.
Any other closing comments? With that said, let's get a roll call, or motion, excuse me, to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
I think that was Mr. Wood. And roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cass,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, we will stand adjourned at 7:37. Drive safely. Yeah,
Oh, we gotta
you're gonna have to come back for more.
Yeah.
Now, everyone remember, next Monday, we are going to be leaving from our meeting to take Mr. Renadette to dinner.
No.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
We made a decision. So,